Well, good afternoon, Vicarage fans. It's me again, and today, the day before Thanksgiving, I am one more time going back to the series that we had started so many months ago called The Weapons of Our Warfare. And I think this is part 23 or part 24. I'll look that up later and put in the correct number. But I wanted to start talking today about the weapon of kindness. We have come to the weapon of kindness in our series, and remember, as we talk about the weapons of our warfare, we're talking about how we as Christians are supposed to fight the battle of life. And one of the things and the premise that we're working off of and operating off of is that the Bible teaches us that there are certain weapons that Christians are supposed to use. And those weapons are almost diametrically opposed to the weapons that the rest of the world uses to fight their battles. So where the world might use, in the middle of a battle, in the middle of a fight, they might use force or anger or control or violence or nastiness or unkindness. We are called to use the weapons of love, joy, peace, gentleness, kindness, faith, meekness, and self-control. And whenever we don't use these weapons, and whenever we move away from using those weapons and we move to using the weapons that the rest of the world uses, we're no longer fighting Christ's battles. And so as Christians, it's very important for us to begin to understand how we are supposed to fight in the midst of a world that is constantly at war with itself. Today we're talking about how we use kindness as a weapon in the middle of our battles. So what is kindness? What is a good definition of kindness? You know, I think one of the things that the world has done to us as Christians is they've stolen our words, and they've begun to use our words to mean things that they don't really mean. So for instance, when we think of the word kindness, we think of the word niceness. In other words, if a person is kind, they're nice. And while that's generally true, that's a vast generalization. Nice and kind aren't always the same thing, at least not in the mind of the person who we are being kind to. You see, because kindness is about us giving people what they need. And our world doesn't define kindness as giving people what they need, but it is about being nice to people, always, no matter what they need, even if what they need is a good, swift kick in the pants. Let me give you an example of kindness in my world right now. As most of you know, my sister, my daughter, and I have taken over the care or have begun to assume the health care for my mother, because my mother is walking through a time in her life where she is facing vascular dementia, among other things. And so sometimes mom's thinking isn't completely clear. Well, mom has always been a very independent lady, and she hates the fact that she's losing her independence bit by bit. And I think everybody who walks this road is. I know that should I live to face this same disease, I will probably hate losing my independence. One of the things that we've had to do to help mom is we've had to begin to take over her medications and making sure that she's taking her medications. Now, for years, mom, all during her adult life, she was a registered nurse. And so she dispensed medication for a living. She hates the idea now that somebody has to dispense medication for her. And she gets very angry, and she's always double checking us. And she doesn't like the fact that we are setting up her medications for her every week. She doesn't view the fact that we are insisting that we do her medications and that we oversee her medications as very nice. She doesn't see that as a nice thing. That said, it's what she needs. It's actually unkind for us to keep making her do her own medications when she's not able to do them, forget her medications, and then her have increasing health problems because she's not taking the correct dosage. She's not taking enough, or she's taking too much of a certain medication. So not helping her is actually unkind. But helping her sure doesn't seem very nice to her. Even though she might at moments view it as necessary, she doesn't like it. So being kind doesn't always mean being liked by people or having people like what you are doing for them. But it is doing for them what they need you to do. The weapons of our warfare are kindness, helping people by giving them what they need, even if it's not what they want. I hope this helps. Have a great day. Bye now.